Welcome dear children to e-learning classes. Today we shall start new chapter, chapter number 12, ratio and proportion.
So what exactly is a fraction? Fraction is a number that represents a part of the whole, like half of one chocolate or half of an apple, right? Well, let me tell you one more interesting thing about this number. If you go to a picnic and two of your friends have to share one sandwich, then how much will one of the friends get? Half of the sandwich, right? And this is a fraction, like we said before. Or we can also say that one sandwich is shared between two people. That is 1 divided by 2 or 1:2. And numbers in this form are known as ratio. When we compare two things or find a quantitative relationship between two quantities, we get ratios. For example, 5 pencils are to be divided between two friends, Jim and Tim, in the ratio of 3:2 or 3/2. This means we will have to give 3 pencils to Jim and 2 pencils to Tim. Correct? But here, is 3/2 the fraction? No. Here, the fraction of pencils to Jim is 3/5 and to Tim is 2/5. That is, you have total 5 pencils and out of that, 3 pencils you have given to Jim. And out of 5 pencils, you have given 2 pencils to Tim. But in the ratio, where it says 3:2 or 3 divided by 2, it means you have to give 3 pencils to Jim and 2 pencils to Tim. Ratio deals with 2 or more different things or quantities, whereas fraction deals with only one quantity. I hope this difference between ratio and fraction is clear now. Let's continue the same example of Jim and Tim. Now suppose if there are 10 pencils to be divided between Jim and Tim in the ratio of 3:2. How will we do this? Now Jim will get 3 pencils and Tim will get 2 pencils. We are still left with 5 pencils. So we'll repeat the procedure, that is 3 pencils to Jim and 2 pencils to Tim. Well, now in total Jim has 6 pencils and Tim has 4 pencils, or their ratios of pencils is 6:4 or 6/4. But wait, we were given that pencils should be divided in the ratio of 3:2. You can write this as, now we can cancel 2 and we will get 3/2 only, which means 3:2 is equal to 6:4. And this is known as proportion. When we scale up or scale down a ratio, that is, multiply or divide the numerator and denominator by the same number, we will get ratios which are equivalent, that is, equivalent ratios. And proportion is nothing but equivalent ratios. Here, 6:4 is a proportion of the ratio 3:2. Similarly, for 12:8, 3:2 is also a proportion. Now we know what is ratios and what is proportion, right? And also the difference between them. Here, when we look at the same example, 3:2 cannot be reduced any further, right? So when a ratio cannot be reduced any further, then it is known as the simplest form of ratio. However, the concept of ratio and proportion is not based on just two quantities. For example, if you are making a cake, then for that you will need 2 bowls of flour, 1 bowl of butter and 3 bowls of sugar. Here, the ratio of flour to butter to sugar can be written as 2:1:3. Here, the order plays a very important role. This can also be further extended to 4 quantities also, like you can add a bowl of chocolate too. Proportions are also used to find unknown quantities. For example, chocolates were divided in the ratio of 2:3 between Alex and Nick. If Nick got 12 chocolates, then how many chocolates did Alex get? Here, we know the ratio of chocolates between Alex and Nick is 2:3, and we can write this as, now we know Nick has got 12 chocolates, so let's put that value here. After cross multiplying, we get the value as 8. That is, Alex will have 8 chocolates. Proportions are majorly used in such cases where we have to find the unknown values. Well, I hope now you guys are completely clear that what is a fraction, what is a ratio, and what is proportion, and also the difference between all the three.
Next is the key points. Number 1, the ratio should exist between the quantities of the same kind. The kind should be same. Second, while comparing two things, the unit should be similar. There should be significant order of terms, and the ratio does not have a unit. Now, the comparison of two ratios can be performed if the ratios are equivalent like the fractions. We start with exercise 12.1. There are 20 girls and 15 boys in a class. What is the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys? And what is the ratio of number of girls to the total number of students in the class? So here children, here we can see that there are 20 girls and 15 boys, and we have to find out the ratio of girls to boys and girls to total number. Now solution for this question: number of girls is equal to 20, that is given in the question, and number of boys is equal to 15, that is also given in the question. Now ratio of number of girls to number of boys, that we have to find out. So first is number of girls, that will write on the top, and second is number of boys, that will write below. Now number of girls are 20, that we have seen, it is given in the text, and number of boys are 15, that is also given. So 20 upon 15 is equal to, now we will make it simpler form, that is 5 multiplied by 4 we get 20, and 5 multiplied by 3 we get 15. So 5 is common, we will cut it out. The answer will be 4 upon 3 or 4:3, or we can also say 4:3. Therefore, we can say ratio of number of girls to number of boys is 4:3. Now be part of question number 1. Number of girls is 20 and total number of student is 35, that is 20 plus 15 means boys plus girls. Now we'll find out the ratio of number of girls to the total number of students. So first is the number of girls. So we'll write number of girls on the top, and bottom we'll write total number of students. So number of girls is 20 and total number of students are 35, that we have already found out. So now we'll again do the simpler form, that is, what is 20? It is 5 multiplied by 4, and what is 35? It is 5 multiplied by 7. So we'll cut 5, both are common. Now the ratio will be 4:7 or 4:7. Therefore we can say that the ratio of the number of girls to the total number of students is 4:7. Now question number 2 you will do on your own. Now we move on to question number 3. See the figure and find the ratio of first number of triangles to the number of circles inside the rectangle. Second, number of squares to all the figures inside the rectangle, and third, number of circles to all the figure inside the rectangle. Now students, here we can see one rectangle is there, and we can count how many triangles, how many squares and how many circles are there. So first we'll count all the figures inside this rectangle and then we'll answer the question. So solution for this is number of triangle is equal to 3, number of circle is 2 and number of squares is also 2. Now the total number of figure is equal to 3 plus 2 plus 2, that is 7. So we'll write 7. Now A part, ratio of the number of triangle to the number of circle. Now we know how many triangles, number of triangles we'll write on the top and bottom we'll write number of circle. Now triangles are 3 and circle are 2. So we'll write 3 upon 2. Now we know that 3 is prime number, 2 is also prime number, so it cannot be divided. So we'll write 3 is to 2 as it is. So the ratio will be 3 is to 2. Therefore, we can say the ratio of the number of triangles to the number of circle is 3 is to 2. Now B part, the ratio of numbers of squares to all the figures. Now children, we have already taken out all the figures, that is 7. Now first we'll write number of squares upon total number of figures. So numbers of square are 2 and total figure is 7. So the ratio will be 2 is to 7, as 2 and 7 both are prime numbers. Therefore we can say that the ratio of the number of squares to all the figure is 2 is to 7. Now C part, ratio of the number of circles to all the figures. Now here children, number of circles will write on the top and down will write the total number of figures. Now you know the total number of circle is 2 and the total number of figures is 7. So 2 upon 7 again will write 2 is to 7 or 2 ratio 7. Therefore, the ratio of the number of circle to all the figure is 2 is to 7. Question number 4. Distance travelled by Hamid and Akhtar in an hour are 9 kilometers and 12 kilometers. Find the ratio of speed of Hamid to the speed of Akhtar. So here children, we can see that Hamid travels 9 kilometers and Akhtar travels 12 kilometers. So we have to find out the ratio of speed of Hamid and Akhtar. Solution: Hamid's speed is 9 kilometers and Akhtar's speed is 12 kilometers. So the ratio of speed of Hamid to the speed of Akhtar will be Hamid's speed upon Akhtar's speed. So Hamid's speed is 9 kilometers and Akhtar's speed is 12 kilometers. So we'll write 9 upon 12. Now after doing this, we will make it in a simpler form. So 3 multiplied by 3 we get 9 and 3 multiplied by 4 we get 12. So 3 and 3 are common. We'll cut it out. Now the ratio becomes 3 upon 4, or we can say 3 is to 4 or 3 ratio 4. Therefore the ratio of speed of Hamid to the speed of Akhtar is 3 ratio 4. I hope dear children you have understood. Thank you for watching the video.